In our final top story, the Milford Historical Society sponsored a quarry walk in town last weekend. Those who came out had an opportunity to take a guided tour of 5 of Milford's famous pink granite quarries, and in the process they had a chance to learn the major historical significance those quarries have here in the Milford community. Here now is some of what the tour had to offer. For nearly 150 years, there has been one aspect of Milford that has set it apart from any other location in the country, and that is its pink granite quarries. Anne LaMontagne is one member of the Milford community who understands the importance the quarries have on the town's history.
I'm a member of the Milford Historical Commission, and we're very proud of the part that Milford pink granite played in our heritage, and we want other people to be aware of it, because many people that live in town don't realize all the buildings in Milford and some in Washington and New York are made of Milford pink granite.
Now, exactly what are we doing here?
We advertised a tour, a walking tour, and put it in the paper, and many people have come to check it out themselves to see what the quarries are all about, because they may have grandfathers that worked in the quarry.
The Quarry Walk, sponsored by Milford's Historical Society, gave participants a chance to tour 5 of the historical quarries in the town. Those sites included Haskell's Quarry on Route 85, Fletcher's Quarry off Cedar Street, and Clare's Quarry near the Upper Charles Trail.
Milford pink granite was discovered in 1870 by the Sherman brothers, and that's what really put Milford on the map, was the pink granite, because of its beauty and its strength. It went everywhere, to Washington, New York, Ohio, so it put Milford on the map. If you ever go to Washington, it's at the First Division Monument, the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, at the Immaculate Conception Church. It's at the Apex Building, it's at the Treasury Building, and it's at the Union train station also in Washington. And Grand Central Station is still in New York, and that's a fabulous building, and that's Milford pink granite. And there's the main monument in Central Park, which is also Milford granite.
Those famous locations throughout the country are just a few that utilize the unique rock from right here in our own backyard. As the dozens of people who turned out for this weekend's event learned, the quarry served an essential role in the Milford economy from the late 1800s until just before World War II.
Now this area is quiet and serene, but years ago it was bustling with workers. Oh, if these walls could talk, imagine the stories they could tell. Time has filled the quarries with water. I have been told that this one is 120 feet deep. The ledge walls have outcroppings as the quarrymen worked at different levels. They had ladders to go from one level to another. And in the winters were especially hard because of the bitter cold. There was also the fear of getting scoliosis, which was a lung disease that stoneworkers got. You always dreaded to hear somebody start to cough. They used to blast the stone, then use the pin and feather technique. They used the chisels, and later on they used hydraulics to split the rock. Tool boys went back and forth to the blacksmith shop to sharpen the tools. So the heavy cables, they had these big heavy cables that they would wrap around these big blocks, and they would lift them with the crane and put them on a spur track. There was a train, and also they used oxen and wagons. So if they didn't have the train, they would put these big granite blocks in the back of a wagon, and oxen would pull them. I have a picture of them going down Purchase Street with ox pulling them. And from there, they would be cut. They go into the cutting shed. The train track went right inside of the cutting shed. And there they would cut it to size, whatever was ordered for the building, or they would shape it into a monument if it's for a monument. And the men were all nationalities. There was Irish, Italians, Swedish, Armenians, and they were Catholic and Protestant, and they worked side by side, and they took pride in their work. They worked very hard, long hours. And the Italians felt right at home over here because they were stonemasons in their own country before they came here. And General Draper was an ambassador to Italy. I don't know if you knew that at one time, at the end of the 1800s. And so General Draper did bring Italians over here also to work in the quarries.
Chairman of the Upper Charles Trail, Reno DeLuzio, was one of the many who turned out for the Quarry Walk. For Reno, this was an opportunity to brush up on an important part of local history.
Well, I'm chairman of the Milford Upper Charles Trail Committee, and I just want to review my long-forgotten history of the Milford Quarry. So this is an opportunity for me to refresh myself, because people on the trail always ask me about the quarries, and I can't remember all the details anymore. So I've come along this walk just to get a refresher course. This is a great opportunity to find out what happened in this area at the turn of the century, to get a real appreciation for how all this rock was taken out of the ground basically by hand.
All totaled, the quarry walk lasted roughly 2 hours, giving all involved an opportunity to walk in the footsteps of the men who chiseled Milford's signature product and in so doing carved a lasting legacy for the town.